Alright guys, Shotty T here with an Alliance War video. This is the first war of the season. We're going to be bringing my newly ranked 3 Venom, Sunspot, and Dr. Doom. And this is Stubborn Tactics. So the first fight here, we're going to be facing a Stealth Suit Spidey. And we're just going to use Venom since he's good against all Spider-Verse characters. So kind of taking this fight a little easy. Now there is a little bit of a tactic you can use against Stealth Spidey, is that when he dashes at you with his double medium, if you can shallow evade, you can light counter every time. But if you got somebody that has like a long reach light attack like Venom, you can just do a regular dex back and do a light counter and it'll still connect. If you want to learn more about shallow evades, you can check out Dork Lessons. He has like videos on different types of Marvel moves, so to speak. It's basically you evade back, not at the last minute, but probably like halfway when the opponent is dashing at you, because you know they're going to be committed to making that attack. So you just kind of dex back before they reach you, and they'll still miss, but it allows you to be closer to the opponent after they miss, so that way you can get a hit in. And that shallow evade is also useful in situations where you don't want to trigger any buffs like spite or EMP modification, or against opponents like Dormammu. But anyway, moving on to our very next fight, Emma Frost. She's a stubborn defender, so she's a little bit annoying. And on this particular node, there's a not unstoppable, but heavy attacks cannot be interrupted. So so on this node, it actually wasn't a bad placement, because you have to kind of get her pushed to her SP1 first before you can actually start parrying her. And like I said, if she does her heavy attacks, nothing you can really do about it. So with Venom, I can just armor break her without having to worry about getting to her SP1. I kind of messed up there. I think that's the last time I get hit by her in this fight, though. Like I said, I'm trying not to trigger Stubborn too much in this fight. The thing about having a rank 3 champ is that it has a big health pool, so you can make some mistakes and be okay. But that was the end of that fight. Alright, next fight is going to be against the Nihilist, and this is where the rank 3 version of Venom comes in handy. Now, I probably could have used Dr. Doom for this fight. In hindsight, probably should have, but I just like Venom so much, just like to use him, but I wanted to make sure that particular link was down first. I hate to deal with that. But the main reason why I tried to use Venom is just to use that long distance relationship node for healing willpower. Because again, the same way you fight against Stealthy is the same way you can fight against a Nihilist, is that when he dashes at you with his medium attack, you can do a dex back light counter just like that. But there were a couple of mistakes that I made in this fight, so it just defeated the purpose of trying to heal Venom. I actually ended up losing health in this fight. I think I got hit by SP1. I think that's what the case was, and there you go. I took a combo also, and now things get kind of nervous there. So you don't like to be cornered against this guy. Luckily, he's not awakened, so you don't have to worry about the added damage when you're cornered. And so you see I get hit hugely by SP1, and this guy has suicide, so that's the reason why I hit so hard. So yeah, so just kind of defeat the purposes of trying to heal him in this fight. I mean, I don't die, but I would have had a much easier time with Dr. Doom, trust me. But I was just trying to heal Venom and ended up losing half of himself instead. But he's still alive, that's all that matters. Alright, so next fight here. And this is the fight that, in hindsight, wish I had played it differently. I could have one-shot this guy, just so spoiler alert. But I decided to go ahead and put on my 6-hour boost, because I'm going to need it over the next few fights. There's definitely some tough opponents ahead. So I go ahead and just put on a triple boost, attack, health, and combo boost. And I think I'll go ahead and use a comeback. Okay, I do use an invulnerability boost. I wish I had 150% power boost, to be honest, because that's really where I mess up in this fight. But you'll see. Alright, so Mixmaster. Now, they did nerf this node. They used to have it where it was Oscillator. And that was probably the most annoying aspect of the node, because when the opponent goes into their turtle phase, those prowess builds up. And if you got like opponents that have those special attacks that you can't really dex or dodge all the way, just block damage will crush you. And now, so that's 2 prowess charging. See how much block damage that took. So imagine if in the past, if you had like 5 or 6 or 7 prowess charge and you get hit, I mean, it's good night. So there's more chip damage there. And this is where I basically mess up in the fight. I didn't realize that this SP2 was gonna hit that hard, that it just pushed me over 3 bars of power. So if I had 150%, and another thing, I'm really messed up from the standpoint that I probably should have just kept doing SP1 cycles and just took down his first life that way, and just saved the SP2 for his second life and just kill him. But unfortunately, I didn't do that, so now I'm having to actually fight against the guy, and this fight is not over yet. This fight would have been over by now. But as you can see, the prowess charges are building up, and look at that chip damage. And right now we're just trying to find an opening. We're just trying to find it, and I tried to intercept there, and this is where he goes unblockable. And look at all that prowess damage. So it was just horrible. Yeah. So yeah, that was bad. But I decided to go back in with Sunspot just to redeem myself. I probably should let somebody else finish him off, because I could have easily died a second time in this fight. But I decided just to try, and plus we got one of these, like, out of the blue last week. We got like a compensation, like they said it was some type of bug in Stubborn, so they gave us 2 individual revives. So I said, okay, I'll take it. So I decided to go in. Now keep in mind he's stun immune, so this last 14% won't be easy. So I decided to do a little intercept, and the idea is just to do medium light and just do it that way. Beta heavy, medium light. And I don't know why I didn't do the medium light to the SP1, but just like to make things interesting sometimes, I guess. But because I definitely would have been over the SP1 threshold if I just did another medium light there. But next fight is Killmonger. I actually had a glitch when I loaded the fight with Venom, and I just said, okay, I'm just gonna be on the safe side, because in hindsight, probably, yeah. So I decided to go with Dr. Doom and just take my medicine, because I was trying to think about how I can best attack this node, because we didn't really bring the right counter for this opponent. So, and I'm trying to think of I'm still trying to think of a good counter for him on this node, because he's a stubborn defender also, by the way. So that already, I mean, armor break counters are likely or viable. And plus he had suicides, so that pushed him over a bar of power at the start of the fight. So if he didn't have suicides, it probably would have been a more manageable fight with like Venom, because I was really relying on that aspect. But let's see here. So there we go. Yeah, so we decided to just take a bunch of damage there, just finish the fight. I think I go ahead and use a team health boost. Alright, so now the next fight is going to be Nova. Now this fight I will be using Dr. Doom, and Nova is also a stubborn defender. I'm not sure why I used the invulnerability boost for this fight, but I guess in case I mess up evading his SP1, I guess that was the thought process. Oh, okay, never mind. I ended up using a combat regeneration boost instead. Alright, but anyway, Luckily I had the aura there, so that mitigated some of the damage. Alright, almost at the point where I want to do the Doom cycle. Here we go. Alright, SP3. Medium, light, medium, SP1, and SP2. Not sure if this will quite kill him because he has that protection with the node. So I decided to just see if we can just inch my way up to another SP2 before the aura expires. Didn't quite get there. I think it's still enough to kill him. There we go. Alright, so Nova is down. Alright, next fight's gonna be Corvus. Again, this is a fight that I was gonna use to try to heal Venom. And I'm just trying to check where we are. And we got the same amount of deaths, but they are more advanced in the battle group than we are. So, we're still fighting an uphill battle. So I bring in Venom again with the idea of trying to heal him with the Corvus glaive charges. Now he is bleed immune, so really I'm not really worried about that part of it. And I was trying to do a little cheeky light intercept, but he didn't fall for the bait. And it's a safe waiting attempt. For some reason I just get hit with SP1. Yeah, we're not playing our best, of course. We could definitely be playing better. This first war of the season, now this off season we did like rotate every 3 wars in a week. We'll do 1 war where we'll try to win, but without using items. And of course we didn't use any items. It's not mandatory, at least. Or you don't have to. And then the other 2 wars, we just took it very easy. But we just try to at least get ourselves and keep ourselves somewhat in season shape by getting some intense wars in there. But yeah, it does leave a little bit of a rust factor either way going into that very first war of the season, and I believe it showed in this war for me from an individual standpoint and also for the team as a whole. But we are in tier 4, by the way, and last season we did finish with Platinum 4, so the goal is to do the same at a minimum this year. And with the matchmaking that they had last season to try to even things out, there were a lot of mismatches. So this season we expect more of the wars to be evenly matched because they did the situation where they cut everybody's points in half to reset the mechanism. So now that all the points got accumulated this past season, a lot of the teams are pretty much placed exactly where they should be. So you should have more evenly matched wars this season. You still may have some residual mismatches, but definitely by next season everything should be where everybody's evenly matched. And one thing about last season, a lot of wars that we were either evenly matched or a slight favorite, we won the war. It was the wars that we were like severe underdogs, and those mismatches are the ones that we actually lost. But I think this one was an evenly matched war, but unfortunately, like I said, we ended up losing this one because of the rust factor more than anything. So, but you're gonna see the last 3 fights here, 3 mini boss fights, and see if we can finish this strong. So we're gonna go with Venom. Now Warlock is not awakened, so that makes a big difference, because if he's awakened, anytime you heal, of course you'll lose power, and anytime you lose power against Warlock, you degenerate health when he's awakened. But the thing about Venom, if I'm not mistaken, can't drain power. So that he has an interesting mechanism against tech champs where he can't be power drained. So plus I have a lot of buffs, so the infection is not really that big of a deal. It just expires very quickly because I have multiple unique debuffs. Right now I got 3. That Clintar black buff, that counts as a buff also. So right now I have 5 buffs. So even if I got infection, it's wear off very quickly. So this is not a bad matchup for Warlock in case some of you guys have trouble against him for running flow. Warlock just happens to be final boss. I decided to use a little shit. Now we're gonna go back to the scene of the crime where we died with Sunspot against Nick Fury on Node 23. We're gonna get our revenge in this particular fight. So this fight here is Node is where you cannot stun the opponent unless they are incinerated or poisoned. This one again with this particular fight. Underestimated how big that SB2 was. My so I need to make sure I put myself in. I think if I had that, I would just go straight up to another block opportunity. So the idea here is to just race to SP3 and do an SP1 cycle, Dr. Doom cycle. I mean, I was hoping he didn't throw his SP2 there because I was just gonna start the combo and then go straight into the cycle. So now I'm ended up using more of the limber charges, but here we go. All right, got SP3, medium, light, medium, SP1, SP2. Such a reliable cycle there. It does so much damage. And we're actually going to end up building myself to another SP2 with the aura active. And we're just going to go ahead and just throw it since it's unblockable. And he's done. So that does it for the war. We did have someone bring in Stealth Spidey to one-shot thing, which was pretty impressive. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. We end up still losing the war. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And hope you have an awesome day. Peace.